Yo, 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 what it do, what it do? Welcome to the most illustrious podcast in the game, The Axis of Combat, episode 11. It's your boy, Ray Boogie, my co-host doing the most.
Hugo the boss. Hugo no longer got that denim. Hugo, you already know. Hugo got next baby in the house. Let's get it.
Hey, yo.
And listen, we got to provide some energy for this very lackluster card this weekend, unfortunately. This is a rough card. It was pretty much slapped together by the UFC. And unfortunately, before we do any of that, we have to recap some very terrible bets.
Do we, man? Do we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So, but just to recap last week's cards, a lot of our bets were pretty much synonymous outside of one parlay. But we had a bet. Well, you did. Let's start with the stuff we differed on, which is one thing. The parlay you had a quarter unit on a parlay for Marshall and Glenn, which both of them lost.
And that was bad.
Yeah, the only thing we hit on was the half a unit parlay for Jackson, Lucindo, and Green. And Green, luckily, because it was a headbutt, so it was a pass. We had a unit bet on Dana Baccarat, and he lost, unfortunately, which sucked. He just gassed at the end of the third round and got stopped on some pity pat punches.
Oh man, I hate that bet. It should have been. That should have been money.
Yeah, I know.
But
he was winning, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is. And our biggest loss of the weekend, 3 units on Cortes-Blaydes, who decided not to wrestle this weekend. And, we forgive you guys. We hope you guys forgive us. And I don't know if we can forgive you, Cortes-Blaydes. You know what I'm saying? That was, but.
My man said, yo, game plan. Let me bang with this dude.
The real life Ivan Drago.
Bruh.
What are you doing? Oh my goodness.
God.
Yeah, just real brain dead stuff. So
I knew he was going to do that, man.
Yeah, we would have bet the house on Sergey.
Put the house on Sergey, kid.
He touched him once and he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go after him. But now for a guy who does punch people and, does so with intent and precision and puts himself in positions to win, Gervonta Tank Davis, we had a unit bet on him over the weekend from round 7 to 12. Our biggest win of the weekend. Payday. And I made a bet for over 7.5 rounds. I came about a round short. Besides Tank outboxing him, I think the dehydration clause, or the rehydration clause rather, made him a little more susceptible to the bye than I thought he would be. And I mean, listen, I'm not saying that was the end all be all to why he got stopped to the body, but at the same time, I'm sure it did not help,
It definitely played a factor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the main thing. There was a couple of things in there that, Ryan could have done better, but
his feet were all over. Like I said, we kind of called it down to the T last week, so, but yeah, we can move on to that and on to this terrible card of UFC. UFC, what's the number again, my brother?
UFC Vegas 72.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate this number mnemonic thing that they're doing. It's really annoying because it's, let's just give it a number, bro.
I mean, we could also just call it UFC Fight Night Song versus Simón.
Yeah. But, I like how they don't, isn't his last name Yadong?
Yadong.
It's crazy. They don't want to say Yadong versus Simón.
Hey, yo. Yadong versus Simón.
Simón.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you pronounce it like that.
I don't know. We're here in America, you know what I'm saying?
America. Yeah, you're not wrong.
But, and before we even get into that, guys, I just want to point out that me and my brother did not plan this, but we came in with opposite and opposing teams' hats today. We are both Knicks fans, but I decided to, channel my better Jimmy Buckets impression after that 56-point performance he put on the other day.
Yo, my man was cooking.
And,
what a game.
I had to throw on the appropriate gear, to hold it down for that man, but. And what a game. One of the best performances in any sport that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So every shot counted. Everything that he needed to do to win that game, he did.
He could not miss, man.
Yeah, and even Trey Young last night, too, stealing it from Boston to send it back to Atlanta for a game 6.
Clutch, dude.
Big basketball, man. If you're not into basketball, you're missing out. It's playoff basketball is drama.
I hope Miami gets it done because then,
we got the Knicks.
Got my Knicks, boy. You feel me? Our Knicks. You know what I'm saying? We out here cooking.
Yeah. I know I'm wearing the opposing team's hat, but I definitely I definitely am a Knicks fan, and I definitely think we match up better with them than we do the Bucks.
Oh, 100%.
We can't stop Giannis. We can definitely mitigate Jimmy Butler a little bit.
Yeah, the Heat team, they're overperforming right now.
They are.
And I think, the Knicks, ball for ball, word for word, we could handle them boys easy.
Yeah.
Not easy, but light.
We're a better team. We're a better and deeper team than them.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, let's move on to this terrible UFC 72 card.
UFC Vegas 72.
And what you got for me, brother, to kick this card off?
Oh, Jesus. All right. First fight we got here, Hailey Cowan, giving it a third attempt here to make her debut versus another debutante, Jamey-Lyn Horth. So we got Hailey Cowan here, 7-2, 2-fight winning streak, fighting out of Waco, Texas, 31 years old. We got Jamey-Lyn Horth here, 5-0, 5-5 win streak, undefeated. Canadian, fighting out of Squamish, British Columbia. I don't know what that is. 33 years old. Is this a lightweight fight or is this a bantamweight? This is a bantamweight fight. Hailey went from fighting or attempting to fight, not attempting. What's the right word here? They matched her up initially with Perez.
She pulled out, right?
Hailey ended up pulling out. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a winnable fight for Perez. Then they rematched her up with Tamaris Vidal. That was a winnable fight for Cowan, in my opinion. Now she's matched up with Jamey-Lyn Horth. And I think, for me personally, I think it's a pick'em. These are two big girls who kind of do the same thing, essentially. So it's going to be a matter of who's able to impose their will more. And I'm kind of leaning Horth here. What do you got for me, brother?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same lean with you. I did some homework on this fight, but not too much because this is a very low-level women's MMA fight, and I put this in the same category as betting low-level heavyweight men's MMA, which we will see in this card.
Oh, we're going to see plenty of that.
And
horrible fighter. Horrible fighter.
Just horrible shit, man. And I intend to probably fully stay away from this fight. So this fight's a pass to me no matter what, but I agree with you. I think they're pretty much the same build, same a lot of things. Somewhat, I think Cowan's a little more athletic, but
Yeah, I'd give her the athleticism. I'd probably give her the slight size advantage too.
Yeah.
Power?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think Jamie's got the better hands. I don't know if she's got the better grappling, but
yeah. This fight to stay away from me.
The IQ, we don't know.
Yeah, that's the big unknown. And it's two debuting fighters.
Yeah.
You could miss me with that, man. We could move on to the next fight if you're down.
All right. Next fight we got here, Brian Kelleher versus Journey Newsom. Brian Boom Kelleher, repping New York. Holla, holla, what's up? 36 years old, 24-14.
He a Knicks fan.
He better be a Knicks fan. He might be a disowned fan, you feel me? 2-fight losing streak, fighting out of Selden, New York. I don't know where the hell that is. I know he's training in Long Island. 36 years old. Going against Journey Newsom, California native, fighting out of Portland, Oregon. 10-4. Lost his last fight. This fight is close. I think this fight probably hits some overs. I could see it going to decision. Brian is a grappler who can strike, and Newsom is a striker who can grapple. And my lean is probably going to be Brian. I think when it's all said and done, because we haven't seen Newsom's jiu-jitsu. We know he's got it, but we haven't seen it yet. I think Brian, constant pressure, smart fighter. I think he just kind of just rides him out for a decision. Pause.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I think Brian's a little better than him everywhere. A little bit. Like not overly. Maybe with the striking, Journey's a little better, but
I think Journey might have this. When it comes to the striking, I only say because I think he throws a lot of kicks.
yeah.
And he's got a boxing background.
Yeah.
And I might give him the slight like speed and maybe power. I don't know, because Brian got some pop too.
He does, yeah, low key. It's crazy because he don't look like much. If you seen him on the street, you wouldn't think he could beat you up, but he'll do disgusting things to you if you ever talk some shit to him,
Yeah,
so
man,
he's good. He's a good fighter, man. I like his guillotine series too. He's got a nasty guillotine.
Oh
so,
yeah.
But yeah, I think my lean's definitely Brian. I think he's the better fighter. Journey is not a young man either. I think Brian's 36 and Journey's 34. So,
he's a little younger than him. I think I could tell you right now.
Yeah, it's not significant,
Yeah, 36, 34.
Yeah, so it's not like they're feeding Brian to some young lion. So I'm going to go with the guy that I think has the better skills overall, the better MMA IQ, and the better fighter. I'm going with Brian. And yeah, I agree with you. I think we can move on to the next one for sure.
All right. Next fight we got here. It is another bantamweight fight for the women. And we have Stephanie Egger versus Irina Alekseeva. Oh man, here we go. Alekseeva. Here we go. Irina Alekseeva. Okay.
You absolutely suck.
My pronunciation definitely sucks.
Yeah, she's pretty bad too.
Hold on, we'll get to that. We got Stephanie Egger here, 8-3, won her last fight. Fighting out of St. Gallen, Switzerland. 34 years old, going against the Russian Ronda. What a terrible nickname. 4-1, won her last fight. Fighting out of whatever part of Russia, 32 years old. Man, watching tape on man, I busted her name up again. Irina. I'm just gonna call her Irina. Watching tape on Irina here, I know her last fight in Bellator, she looked terrible. And her other fights she looked better, but not that much better.
Right.
I think it's not like, Stephanie Egger ain't nothing to like,
She ain't a world beater.
Yeah, she ain't nothing to write home about, but I think she beats her everywhere here. To be honest, I don't unless there's something I'm missing. I think this is Egger all the way. I brought her line is probably too crazy to bet.
Egger by sub, I think, is definitely the way to go with this.
Probably.
So, and I agree with you, just to mirror what you said. Irina, man, I've seen her fights and
I'm not impressed by your performance.
not at all.
Wait, hold on.
I'm not impressed by your performance.
Gotta hit that one again because she was looking rough.
Rough, man, against girls she should be beating up.
Yeah, I don't know how she even.
How's she even in the UFC?
Yeah, I think they just needed a body.
They know she knows someone that knows somebody, in my opinion. That's usually how it goes, So because there's a whole bunch of other people that would scratch and claw to be in the position she is to fight Stephanie Egger, which she's not the highest level of MMA, but I will say she does have a slick ground game. And I think if she does win this fight, it's probably going to be by sub.
Yeah.
I don't think this girl's got anything for her.
I think she's got a little pop. I think she might be the harder hitter of the two, but her striking's a little sloppy in my opinion. And unless she catches Egger, or maybe she's able to bully Egger or something like that. But I don't really see it. I think this is Egger all the way for me. But I don't know how I'm gonna bet it. It might, and yeah, I see Egger sub. I could see that.
Yeah, dude, Egger's sub first round is plus 450.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, if you just look at like the way she wins, she's got 8 wins. 4 of them are by sub, 3 of them are by stoppage. But if you just play her to stop her, 3 of them by knockout. Sorry, not by stoppage, guys.
Yeah.
Stoppage is stoppage. But to finish, her finish prop is plus 140
To stop her?
to stop her. I see why people are like on it, but the thing is, she does finish girls. She only has 1 win that's gone to decision. So I'm a little surprised that line is there.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I guess I could see her finishing her. I mean, I don't think this girl has any business in the UFC.
No. You know, and let's just look at the dimensions. 5'8" with a 66-inch reach for Irina. Stephanie Egger's a little shorter than her, 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. So she's giving up 2 inches in reach, but 2 inches in height, but she's got 2 inches of reach on this girl. And Stephanie does know how to play on the outside a little bit. So I like Stephanie a lot in this fight. I think she stops her.
And she's got a little bit of dog in her too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's a dog.
Yeah.
100. You know, so yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay. Yeah.
A little more detail on that one because I think that's actually a possible bet, guys. So for sure, I think that's probably gonna be something we cash in on for sure. I like that fight a lot. She might even go on a parlay, you know. So
yeah, there's not too many good fights on this one, but Eggers, she's kind of sticking out a little bit.
She is.
Yeah.
She is just a matchup, you know. Just the mat, and you're giving me plus money for her to stop her.
Yeah.
7 of her 8 wins are by stoppage.
Yeah.
And she does have a slick ground game, man. Her ground game is very slick, even on the UFC level. So
unless they're thinking Irina is some kind of tank or something.
nah, she ain't got the smoke, man. She moves around with her chin up, her hands down like she's got some elite boxing defense. Nah, you could miss me with that shit. But yeah, we can move on to the next fight.
All right, next fight we got here. Ooh, flyweight fight. Cody Durden, Charles Johnson.
Great fight.
Yeah, really good fight.
One of the better fights in this card.
Cody Durden here, 14-4-1, 2-fight winning streak, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, 32 years old. Charles Energy, what a dope ass nickname. Energy Johnson. 13-4, lost his last fight, fighting out of Missouri, 32 years old. This fight I kind of been going a little bit back and forth on. Charles Johnson, I mean, he's like the new cowboy. He out here just taking fights every other week now. He even in his loss to Osborne,
I thought he won that fight.
you can argue that he won it. And, you know, afterwards he came out, he said that, you know, he was fighting with a hand injury and he had a terrible sinus infection. This and that. Yeah.
Not you. Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't like excuses either. You know what I'm saying? He's just, you know, whatever. But like, he's one of those dudes that like, if you look at his previous fights and then you look at that fight where he gassed, like I don't think that's like a normal thing for him. So it's like,
Nah, I'm not trying to clown Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson is actually one of my favorite fighters to watch, and my brother will continue to further go into why. So
yeah, and like, because Charles Johnson, like, he's got very good striking, decent, maybe above average decent. What do you call that? Takedown defense. I just think he's good, man. He's good. He's got cardio. I mean, sans the last fight, but like, I think the last fight was just like an outlier. And like his opponent here, Cody Durden, who I think has also been getting better. I think he's not that bad either. He's a wrestler who's got some pop. He might have the stronger hands of the two, but if it stays standing, I think Charles Johnson beats him up all day. He can give Charles problems on the ground, especially early. My only concern about Durden is his gas. And, you know, I don't know.
it's problematic.
Yeah, I go back and forth because I think if Durden could, like, you know, secure 2 rounds, he could win the fight.
This is the toughest fight in the card to call.
It is, and it's a good fight.
Yeah. One thing I will say, guys, I think the over on this fight hits for sure.
Yeah.
The
I
over
can see
one,
the over hitting.
like you could take the over 1.5 and parlay with something else, even though it's probably juice, because over 2.5 on DraftKings right now is minus 210.
That's a parlayable.
I still think it's parlay. I don't think anyone gets finished in this fight, and if I don't see it. This is the hardest fight in the card to pick.
Yeah.
It really is. I don't know who wins this fight.
Maybe
I would lean Charles, but
fight starts round 3. I wonder what that is.
that's a great idea. Let me see.
Because I could see a 3rd round finish on either end, but more likely on the Johnson end.
Fight to start round 3 is minus 280. I think that's parlayable.
That's probably a nice
Parlay
parlay
piece, and it's safe, man, because you don't. I agree, Durden. I think Durden has 2 rounds of gas.
I think so.
Charles doesn't have like one punch knockout power. He's just a volume puncher. He starts real slow too.
Yeah.
So, and I could see, Cody probably coming out a little fast, but nothing like, he's not exactly a hammer either, So I wouldn't say that. He's got power. He's got some pop. He's got some underrated pop, right? But not like he don't got touch of death like our boy Josh Quinlan, who's later on this card.
Yeah.
Josh touches you and you go to sleep. You wake up in the upside down with 11 and her friends. You know what I'm saying?
I can see either a third round stoppage on either side, but I'm probably more likely leaning Charles Johnson third round sub because Durden, 3 of his 4 losses are all sub.
Yeah.
So I could kind of see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see this fight going to decision too, though. I think fight to start round 3 is a great bet.
Yeah, that might be a nice little parlay piece we throw in there with Stephanie Egger. Probably,
I think that's nice. Yep.
But besides that, so who's your lean?
Johnson.
Okay, I'm with you here. I might flip flop. I don't know because I think
this is definitely a dog or pass situation too.
True.
This can definitely be like you just go with the person with dog money, and but they can go to split decision too. But this might be a potential dog pick of the night too. So
I wouldn't blame you if you took, because Durden's probably the dog now, right?
He is.
Yeah, if you took Durden, he could lock up 2 rounds and then lose the third but still win the decision. You know what I'm saying?
Or it can be close and be just split.
True.
Split decision prop is live for this fight too.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I think it's viable. So
yeah, I like all that. I like all that. But besides that, I think we probably covered that
thoroughly. Yeah. Charles Johnson's the lean, guys.
Charles Johnson's the lean. And
on to the next one.
Ooh. Right here, one of 2. Big meaty men bumping meats.
Hey.
I like my big sloppy men.
I don't even want to put Kawhi's laughing here, man. This guy he was street close for the whole series. But
side note.
Side note. Big meaty men. Hey.
Big meaty men. We got Martin Buday versus Jake Collier.
Fat Collier
versus the Bodies. Buday here, he's 11-1. What's his winning streak? Because he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's on a 10-fight win streak. Fighting out of Russia here. Actually, no, fighting out of Slovakia. 31 years old, 6'4", going against the prototype, Jake Collier. 2-fight losing streak, 13-8 overall. There's a place called Cuba, Missouri. I didn't know that was even a thing. That got me confused. I thought it was like, no way he's fighting out of Cuba. Like, what?
What's in Cuba, Missouri, Ray?
Cubans? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Missourians. Missourites?
Missourians. Cubans and Missourians. Missourians. Oh my goodness. God.
34 years old. 6'3".
Dude, he's on a crazy winning streak.
Man, this fight sucks. It's gonna suck, probably.
I'm staying away from this fight.
Jake Collier, I think the better overall MMA fighter, especially when it comes to like the hands and the hand speed. I just don't think he's got the knockout power at heavyweight. Fighting against Buday, who's a put you up against the cage and rub his big ass chest against your chest and just wear you out kind of type fighter. If he takes you down, I think, he could get some nice ground and poundage out. Pause. Just pounding on other guys' meat. Pause. But this fight is ugly. Don't bet it.
Get help if you do.
Actually, no, you could bet this. I think the over 1.5 hits. If you want to take the shot, because like I said, I don't think Collier's got the knockout power, and I don't think Buday has got the IQ to like finish this fight. And I think Buday for me personally, I think Buday's the lean. I don't know about you, but I think Buday's the lean for me.
I think
And
so too.
I think the over 1.5 hits.
Buday's definitely a lean, and I think it's because he's the better minute winner in this fight. Like, I agree. I think he's gonna rub his big old belly against him in the cage. And these guys shouldn't even be fighting each other. They should just have like a face-off and just see who has the better trucker-built body. You know, like guys that drink beer with the trucker hats and just, you know, have that big trucker body, man. Because Jay Collier is not built for survival, bro. He's built for that trucker life, but I don't know if he's built for this MMA life, man. And this guy's a guy who came up from middleweight, right? He was 185 pounds, and now he fights at heavyweight, you know. And I agree, my brother, he is the more skilled fighter, but Martin Buday is the true heavyweight. He's going to be the bigger guy in there, and I think he's probably going to be able to control him. Arlovsky was able to control him for certain parts of their fight. Andre Arlovsky is like 80 years old.
Yeah.
You know, so I love Arlovsky. He's got great technique and this and that, but he is way past his prime, you know. Even at that time, you know. He got awarded that decision because I thought Jake won that fight, but Arlovsky did give him some trouble. So I think Buday is going to be able to lean on him, to give him the Chris Barnett treatment. You know, and these guys they've all fought like fat counterparts.
I'm dead.
You know?
All fought the fats.
Yeah, you know, so God, I don't want to disrespect it. I love Chris Barnett too. Like I was in Chris Barnett's highlight, man. You know, so when he head kicked Volante in MSG.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You know, so I don't even want to disrespect my man's Chris Barnett, you know, like, but
I mean, but this is like, again, this is all low heavyweight versus low heavyweight versus low heavyweight. This is like bottom of the barrel, like, you know.
But Lucas Bresky,
Yeah.
Brewski, truck driver name, you know what I'm saying? I just did some signs for your ass.
And he arguably won that fight. The problem is, and the point I was going to bring up is, like, if Collier decides to exchange with Buday here, Buday is Buday's got a little more pop.
He does. He's the bigger dude.
Yeah.
He's the bigger dude.
And even though Collier is gonna like out volume him, holy smokes, out volume him, I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll put it on him, but it's not gonna like on the, you know, he just don't got that kind of pop.
Nah. Yeah, I'm with you on this, man. But like, if you please, guys, don't bet this fight. I'm begging you guys, you know. So
Horrible fighter.
Don't listen to my brother. Bet this fight like the demons you are.
Get the fuck out of here.
The over 1.5s go hit. I
You know
feel
what?
it.
You know
Nah,
what?
I won't bet it. I might bet it. I might put it in some kind of like, you know.
I don't think you're completely wrong about the over 1.5 because of how Buday fights.
Yeah.
You know, I just think ugly heavyweight fights like this, like,
Fight starts round 2 might be even a better parlay piece, to be honest.
yeah.
But
Yeah, you know what? You might be making some sense there.
I think this gets out of the first round.
Yeah, don't
At
pick.
least.
At least don't pick. If you're gonna bet this fight, don't pick a side.
Yeah.
This is low level shit, man.
But for podcast, you hear me? For podcast purposes, we got to pick a side. So, you know, me personally, I think it's Buday.
Buday.
Yeah, you're on Buday. But besides that, we could
Move on to the next.
Buday the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. I just made that up. Oh, that Buday joint is the headliner for the prelims currently, too. Oh, Jesus Christ. What a banger for the prelims.
Oh, God.
This is number one bullshit.
Anyway, next fight we have here to kick off the main card, Josh Quinlan versus Trey Waters. Man, Josh Quinlan, the Bushido, 6-0. It says he has the decision here, but he's 6-0. What? He's supposed to be 5-0, then 5-0-1, I guess. Whatever. They messed that up. 30 years old, fighting Trey the Truth Waters last like a week's replacement notice guy, kind of guy coming up in here. 7-1, won his last fight. 28 years old. The original opponent was supposed to be Angelusa, and that probably would have been an easier pick for me. I think that would have been Angelusa all day. I think that guy is underrated. I think he's good. And
You would have picked Angelusa against Quinlan.
Yeah, I would have picked Angelusa against Quinlan, but
Yeah.
now Quinlan's fighting this 6'5" giant.
Which is crazy. 6'5" at welterweight, guys, is insane. There's a lot of heavyweights who are not even 6'5" in the UFC.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's the what do you call it? The aesthetics are like insane.
He's gonna look wild in there.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I think my side, the side I'm leaning here is probably Quinlan. I think Quinlan probably packs him up. I think fight doesn't go the distance is probably good. This fight probably doesn't even make it to the card, to be honest, because this guy's got to make weight again. He fought 2 weeks ago.
Which is crazy. And I think he got dropped in that fight. Dude.
How'd they clear him?
How did you get cleared? Like,
I don't know.
I mean, listen, I'm not complaining. You're gonna put this guy in there. This guy's 6'5". He has to cut a lot of weight, so his chin's already gonna be compromised. He goes and gets dropped. I think he took some damage that last fight, if I'm correct. We watched a couple of fights from him. He does leave his chin out there to get clipped. He does have a big right hand, of course, because he's a big dude.
He could clip Quinlan.
Yeah, but I'm gonna roll with the guy here who has tested positive for acai and steroids before, and hits like a truck. Yeah, as the great words of my man Tank Davis.
They would have been packing them up.
I think Quinlan's gonna pack this boy up bad. I think he's gonna fold him like a lawn chair.
Yeah,
I really do. I like
inside the distance, the unders.
I'm going with the guy who's on acai.
Or you just want to pick Josh Quinlan straight up. Yeah, Josh Quinlan.
By execution, by knockout, for sure. I don't even think he finishes him anyway. This dude dumps, man. He has heavy hands. Mm-hmm. He's actually pretty technical too. He doesn't force punches. He kind of lets the fight come to him, which I like, and I think this kid, UFC debut too.
Yeah.
They would have been packing them up.
That's how I feel about it. I think Quinlan by knockout, if I had to bet it. I'll let you know. I want to do a little more tape study on that, but I feel pretty confident I'm going to put money on Josh Quinlan for the KO.
I mean, Waters got hands too. Waters got a couple of knockouts and stuff on it, but I don't know. I'm more worried about just the short notice turnaround. He's got to make weight again, and he didn't come out his last fight clean, going against a guy who popped for picos, and they ended up moving his fight. I think that's the draw that he has, because he ended up flatlining Jason Witt.
Bad. It was a bad knockout.
I think he retired Jason Witt. No, did he retire Jason Witt? I don't know.
He
should have retired after that.
Jason Witt probably should retire.
But Quinlan's the side. Knockout's probably the best case scenario for this fight.
Yeah, I'm trying to find right now. I'm just trying to find the odds because he's not on DraftKings for whatever reason. Give me a second. Yeah, why is he? There he goes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, remember, he's not on DraftKings. They literally just made this fight not too long ago. So.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, he's on FanDuel and he's a minus 180.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I think with his experience and his power, I think him and then him by knockout.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, if you're gonna take Quinlan by knockout, I think that's his best.
Yep, and I wonder what the prop is gonna be for this fight just to end by knockout.
Who knows?
It might be nice. So
it might be juice because his opponent also could clap up.
KO artist. Yeah. I'm going with the more precise puncher on steroids.
Yeah, we're lean. It's Quinlan. Quinlan's the lean. Quinlan's probably the pick by KO. But besides that, I mean, I think next fight. I think next fight. Let's move on here. Ooh, next fight. Return of the big meaty men bumping meat. And this one I think has a better chance to finish. Pause. We got Marcos Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Rodrigo. Oh man. I'm sorry. For all my Hispanic people, I'm butchering.
I think you got it. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I was okay. No, I mean I'm reading this out of order anyway. It's Waldo Cortes-Acosta,
Dominicano,
the salsa boy.
Oh,
she be the merengue boy.
Yeah, we Puerto Rican, so we have privilege to say that, guys.
He's 9-0, 9-fight win streak. Obviously, if he's undefeated, Dominican, 31 years old, 6'4", fighting Marcos Rodrigo de Lima. Pesao, his nickname. 20-8, won his last fight. Big Brazilian fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, 37 years old. This one, I don't think this fight goes the distance. I think the lean is Lima. Waldo can't take any leg kicks. Waldo's got the better hands, though. He's going to come out. His corner's going to be like, listen, Waldo, forget the curveball. Give him the heater. because Waldo, former Cincinnati Red, I think minor leaguer.
Yeah.
He's got hands.
Yeah, he could throw. Apparently, he could throw a ball like 95 miles an hour.
And he could throw hands on 95 miles an hour too. Feel me? He calls his right hand the fastball. So it's like,
yeah. He got kicked off the team for putting mitts on one of his fellow teammates who had a baseball mitt. And
he probably thought his face was a baseball mitt.
Dude, yeah. So he got kicked off the team, and now he's in MMA. And I mean, dude, he hits really hard. He has pretty decent striking.
He has good striking.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm with you on the Lima lean because I think the Lima, besides the leg kicks, which Waldo does not like, well, where's Waldo's going to be like, where's my leg, I could just see that, the kicks and then the wrestling. But thing is, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is a borderline 1-800-GAMBLERS fight again too, because the Lima, it depends on what version of the Lima comes out. Like, does he come out like as a guy that can wrestle for 3 rounds, or is he a guy that's going to gas after the first,
Well, I think picking a side on this fight is scary.
Pick it to end.
I think if you're going to pick it to end, pick the unders. I think whoever ends up on their back, they're probably cooked. Because both of these guys have a top game, pause, and their top game is mean, pause. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, nasty shit.
Whoever ends up on top here, well, like Rodrigo's like De Lima, he don't got like crazy wrestling, whatever, but his jiu-jitsu, he's excellent jiu-jitsu from the top.
Yeah.
And Waldo, if he's on top, he's gonna ground and pound you out. Pause.
Yeah, the under's plus 115, which is pretty insane. But yeah, I agree with picking that because, dude, the Lima is minus 190.
Yeah,
I am not putting that kind of like. This fight should be pretty much close to a pick 'em.
Maybe under 2.5, or if you want to get frisky, maybe fight doesn't start round 3, fight doesn't go to distance. I don't know what any of those numbers look like, but if any of those are good or at least parlayable, that's just my opinion. I don't think this makes it to decision. Only because like Waldo, he comes out aggressive. He comes out, comes out fast.
Fight to start round 3 is at minus 135, not 2. That's a good bet. That's a good bet. I'll take that.
So yeah, I mean, listen, if there's a distinct possibility it does go to decision, because this is low level at the end of the day. We don't know nothing at the end of the day. We all, we're just predicting here, folks. You feel me? So, but I foresee this not going the distance. As just like the previous heavyweight fight, I do kind of see that going a little longer. This one, I don't see going as long. But I think the Lima's the side. I wouldn't blame you if you did a little dog a pass here. If you wanted to pick a side, because the Lima is what's his number? What's the Lima's number?
Minus 190. That's
a lot, man.
That's crazy.
To put your trust in De Lima like that. Practically minus 200. Nah.
And the only reason this fight is even at risk to go the distance is because of Waldo Cortes. Because if you look at De Lima, he's had 29 fights and 23 of them have not gone to the decision.
Yeah.
Which is, he either gets killed or kills, and that's just what it is. So, I think the Lima's the lean here, though, man.
Yeah, but again, I could see Waldo getting his first finish too.
The bet I think would definitely be the fight does not go to round 3.
Yeah,
I like that bet a lot. It's at minus 135, and I think that's beautiful. Even the unders are like, a little skeptical, but
right, if fight doesn't start round 3, or you want to play a little safer under 2.5, you want to play it even a little more safer than that. Fight doesn't go, but those you're probably gonna have to. You can't play straight. You're probably gonna have to parlay them.
You have to parlay them, man.
But I mean,
we could move on from this, man. This is fights like this when it's like big kaiju action, man. I get fucking crazy, man. Like I don't know. I just it's just hard for me to put any money on a lot of these fights in this card because it's fucking low level shit. So yeah, we can move on, man.
All right. Next fight we got here, Julian Erosa going 1-on-1 in the featherweight division against a debuting Fernando Padilla.
Who?
Juicy J. 28-10. Lost his last fight, fighting out of Yakima, Washington, 33 years old, going against the young Mexican stud, 26 years old, 14-4, Fernando Padilla, fighting out of Chihuahua, Mexico. Chihuahua, I said Chihuahua, Mexico. These are two of the biggest featherweights you're gonna see. They're both 6'1".
145 is huge. Yeah, at 145, that's crazy.
That's very big for
Dimensions
145.
Are crazy.
Here, me and my brother. Well, I'm going back and forth, but I think me and my brother disagree here. I think Padilla is a live dog.
Stop, man.
I'm going to say it. I think he's a live dog.
It's a good segment for us to like go back and forth as to why. Go ahead.
Well, listen, because like they do the same thing, man. And I'm gonna lean the younger guy who's probably got the quicker hands and he's got the slightly longer reach. And it's not like Erosa has been struggling lately against people who are about his size. He's only been like his last 3 wins were against dudes who are smaller than him. Caceres head kick took him out easy. And I could see Padilla just putting it on him, to be honest. I don't know. That's just, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a dog. You know what I'm saying? The dogs be barking sometimes. That's all I'm saying. This is a gut feel. I don't know if I'm gonna bet it. I'm probably not gonna bet it. But I do think he's a live dog. I might just sit back and just watch this one and watch Erosa just get bopped up, or I might just because look, Erosa got that dog in him too.
But yeah,
and I could see Erosa probably just like on his zombie shit and just like beating him up too. I don't know, but I mean, Padilla's got he's not like these other like contender series dudes or whatever. He's fought some legit dudes. He's lost to some legit dudes, but like
he's got a lot of experience at 26 years old.
Yeah, and I don't think he's gonna be gun shy in there. Like UFC debut jitters. I don't think that's gonna be a thing for Padilla. I think Padilla is just gonna go in there and you know how these UCJ fights be ending up. Like they're just like crazy brawls.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, this is gonna be us fighting over a lean. Like this is. I don't know if I'm gonna bet this fight either because UCJ is struggling. But yo, Padilla, if you watch Padilla fight, man, he needs help. I think his striking shit. I think how he wrestles.
I don't think his striking's
his wrestling is literally pull guard. That's what he does. That's how he wrestles. And if you're gonna tell me a guy's in a pull guard in the UFC, any legitimate organization where he's gonna lose minutes off his back, I'm gonna take the guy.
I hear you.
Like I could see Julian just controlling him, like because he and not because
his guard's a little wicked though. That's all I'm saying.
Sure, bro. Like against other guys who are tiny opponents, this guy is Julian's just as lanky as him. Julian's probably the best fighter he's fought. I'll go that far. You think Spike Carlisle is better than Julian Erosa?
I like Spike, man.
I like Spike
he also
too.
Fought Dan Ige, so
Spike needs to stick on Spike TV, and that's it. Yeah, he fought Dan. Yeah, Dan Ige. Okay, so Dan Ige is the best fighter this kid has fought, but he also took an L to Dan Ige. So
yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't say it was pretty.
Yeah, it's not pretty at all. It's shit. It's shit. And I'm sorry, like I cannot put any money on a guy that when he wrestles, he pulls guard. And yeah, he does have a good guard. I'm not saying his guard is not good, but if Julian is watching any tape study in this guy, and Julian does come prepared, I think Julian just has a big problem with bigger punches and guys that kind of outpace him. Not sure this guy is a big puncher. I don't think he's a big puncher. He's definitely a submission threat. Really good submission threat.
And I give it to you. I don't think Erosa's ever been subbed either. So, I mean.
Yeah, let me confirm that. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I think Julian just controls him. I think Julian's the better wrestler. I really do. And
I think Padilla comes in here and gets his first sub win. Gives him his first sub L.
Julian has 11 knockouts and 12 subs.
Yeah. But he's never been subbed, right?
No.
Yeah.
He might sub him. This is what I'm saying. Julian has a pronounced ground game. He understands what he's looking for.
I just feel it in my loins. That's all I'm saying.
My loins.
My loins.
I don't give a shit about feelings. I give a shit about the tape. That's like when I see this kid fight.
I think he's got the better hands than you.
He fights like a dumbass. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure he does.
Okay, we're talking about Erosa here. Like Erosa fight like Conor McGregor or something. I'm saying.
No, he doesn't, but he fights better than Padilla. I'm probably gonna stay away from this fight. I really am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying to bet the fight. I'm just saying, I just think Padilla's a lad dog. I don't know. I mean, do you see it going over or under? This goes to this.
I don't know. That's why I'm not betting this fight. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be a sloppy decision, or it can be someone gets subbed, or it could be someone gets knocked out. Yeah,
a lot of question marks. A lot of question marks.
I'm good, man.
Yeah. All right. Well,
mi gente, I love you.
Hispana, Latinos,
Mexicanos,
what's up?
Boricua, Dominicano. we got the United Nations on this card, man.
Amen.
We got a whole bunch of people.
Got a roof room, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, next fight we got here. Cody Brundage versus Rodolfo Vieira. Middleweight.
Throw Brazil in there.
I mean, you got a couple Brazilians here. We got Cody Brundage here, 8-3. Lost his last fight, fighting out of Colorado, 28 years old, going against the black belt hunter, Rodolfo Vieira, 8-2. Lost his last fight, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, 33 years old. I think the lean here is Vieira. I think the things that Brundage likes to do lean right into what Vieira likes to do. And, I mean, unless Brundage, just clips him. But, I mean, I don't know. Vieira's got a chin.
He does.
You know? He don't really got that many good takedowns. But, I mean, if Brundage going to come and take him down,
reverse position.
He's doing half the work for him, I'm assuming, you know? So, it's like.
Yep.
What do you think? I don't know.
I mean, that's exactly. Brundage can crack, but Brundage does gas a little bit too later in fights. So does Vieira. I could see Vieira getting stopped late in this fight.
I think I could see them both getting stopped because they both gas.
They both gas, you know. But I'm gonna go with the more technical guy and the bigger guy. Quite frankly, if I know people, and it's crazy because you're my brother, and I'm not sort of modest when it comes to my physicality.
Yeah, me neither. You know what I'm saying? I'm partial to the big meaty men. You know what I'm saying?
But what I will say is, if you guys look at this boy Rodolfo Vieira, I just want his body for a day.
Yeah, dude.
Just give it to me for a day so I can just walk through the beach with it. This dude is
just go to CVS, man.
Dude. The acai boy. I mean, dude, this boy is built like a shit house, man.
Yeah, he's shredded, dude.
He's shredded and jacked. And I mean, by the way, and when we say Brundage plays into his strength, this guy is a multiple time champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Like, his Jiu-Jitsu is filthy.
Yeah.
Like, filthy. I mean, his squeeze has got to be crazy when he gets on top of you. Pause. I just think Brundage works right into his strengths.
No, I agree.
But I could see Brundage kind of outlasting him. But the problem with Brundage, what gives me worry for him, if he had a more pronounced ground game, like where off his back, I'd feel a little more confident.
Or if he had better striking, to be honest. Like, he's got, like, I think he probably hits harder between the both of the guys, but I think Rodolfo might have the cleaner striking.
Yeah.
But, striking match, I lean Vieira. Grappling, I definitely lean Vieira. But, I don't see how Brundage wins this. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
No, yeah, I'm with. Listen, I think Vieira is like minus 240. I'm not laying that kind of juice on him.
I'm not putting that kind of crazy money on him.
I just pick him for submission.
Yeah,
and that's it. And I think
by sub,
I'll find out because I think that's his real path to victory here. But him by submission is minus 115. That makes sense. Him to finish is minus 150. So, I would just play the line there and just figure it out. But I think Rodolfo's the lean.
Yeah, Rodolfo's the lean. Probably by sub. I think they both gas. Maybe the under hits on this fight. I don't see this fight going 3 rounds. It could get sloppy.
It could get real sloppy, but yeah, Brundage is a kill to be killed kind of guy. So, yeah, I think that's all. We can move on to the next one after this one. Great fight next. This co-main.
Ooh.
The co-main and main are amazing.
Co-main event here. We got Caio Borralho going one-on-one with Mikhail Oh man, his name is crazy. I've heard it. Olenjekchik, right?
Yeah. That's good enough.
Olenjekchik. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Caio, 13-1. He's on a decent fight win streak here. I'm not gonna look it up, but he definitely won his last 5 fights and probably even more. Brazilian, 30 years old, fighting out of São Paulo. Going against Husar. That's his nickname. Not sure what that means. 18-5, 2-fight win streak. Polish, fighting out of Barki, Poland. I don't know why I said it like that. It's not a Polish accent at all. 28 years old. I think Borralho's the side here. I'm not gonna bet him because I don't think he's a 350 or 300 favorite, whatever he is. He's probably
365.
That's crazy.
He's a parlayable piece.
The only reason I say that's crazy is because Olenjekchik over here, he's got hands.
He's got crazy hands.
And former light heavyweight, he's got pop. And Borralho can get hit.
Yeah.
And I can see him cleaning them out too. Because I went in not really knowing Olenjekchik's game, and then just watching him, like he could do damage, man. He could do damage, but I could see Borralho catching him late, or maybe going to the decision with him, just out grappling him. That's Olenjekchik's probably like weak spot. And he also got, St. Preux choked and by what's his name? St. Preux.
Vince.
St. Preux. And he also got choked out by what's homeboy's name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking
I
about.
got you right here. Jimmy Crute. Kimura.
Yeah.
So there's a path to victory here for Borralho. But there's also a path to victory for Olenjekchik. If it stays standing, I think Olenjekchik could pop him and clean him out. But if it goes to the ground, I think Borralho can sub him. I think he's the side. But I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna bet this because I don't know if it's gonna go under or over. I could also see this going to the decision, but yeah, that's all I really got for this one. What about you?
Yeah, my lean is Borralho for all the reasons you mentioned. What I will add though is I think Borralho is a little underrated on the feet. I don't think Olenjekchik is as terrible on the ground. He's not terrible, but he's definitely not on Borralho's level. Borralho trains under Demian Maia, and he's trained under Demian Maia for about 15 years already. And Demian Maia is one of the most renowned jiu-jitsu players of all time in MMA and the ADCC scene. I like Borralho here because I think he's just a better all-around fighter. I think he's also kind of the bigger guy, if we're being real.
He's slightly bigger.
Slightly bigger, but he's bigger.
But like I said, Olenjekchik is coming down from light heavyweight.
Yeah, but he didn't belong in that weight class.
No, he didn't.
You know? But yeah, it's a great fight. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I agree with my brother. This is a hard one to bet. I think Borralho might go on a parlay, but the problem is it's like to bet it straight, he's minus 365, and he hasn't really finished anyone at the UFC level.
No.
So one guy, and it was kind of so
that's why I'm a little bit of a
him by decision.
I like Borralho, but I'm still a little more on the show me a little more. You know what I'm saying? Show me you can get a finish here. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. He's
and Olenjekchik is a finisher. You know what I'm saying? When he can get his game going. So this is a toss-up fight for me. I might if Borralho's number keeps getting smashed or whatever, I might take a dog shot on Olenjekchik.
He's plus 300 right now.
Yeah,
that's a little crazy.
That's a little crazy.
2-1 is fair.
Like you said, I don't think his grapple. I don't think he's completely lost in the ground. No. He just fought bigger dudes. That's why, you don't look at the Jimmy Crute fight. Jimmy Crute racked him around like he's a little toy.
Yeah,
but Jimmy Crute looked like a bigger dude.
He's so much bigger than him. So yeah, I agree with you. I still think Borralho's the lean, but
yeah,
I think if that line gets a little more disrespectful towards on Jacek, I might throw a little bit on him, like a quarter unit.
Yeah, I think Olin Jacek's he's got solid hand. He works the body, he works the head, pause, and you know he's got pop, man. Like his striking is sick. So I mean, unless Brojolio wants to test his game, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend just taking this guy down and just working him from there. But
yeah,
Brojolio-Lyn.
On JK possibly the bet.
This could be dog or pass. It could be if you're feeling frisky,
frisky.
But
yeah, we could definitely move on to the next fight for sure. The main event, which is probably it's the best fight on the card.
Thank God for this main event.
Oh my goodness, this fight is amazing, and it's almost hard to bet, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's very tough. This is probably one of the toughest fights I've had to sit here and kind of pick a side. But we got Song Yadong going against Ricky Simón. Main event, bantamweight. We got the Kung Fu Kid, Song Yadong, 19-7-1. Lost his last fight. That was against Corey. That's fine. Whatever. Fighting, he's Chinese, 25 years old. Fighting against Ricky Simón, 23, 20-3. I don't know how long his fight streak's on, but he got, fighting out of Vancouver, Washington. 30 years old. American top team boy. Won against a team alpha male boy. Man. What's not to like about Song Yadong? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
Dude is
amazing.
Sick.
Great fighter.
Great fighter, great hands, got some pop. Decent takedown D. He's just a very good fighter. He's just very good. But Ricky Simón, I think he's being a little slept on.
This might be a big coming out party for him.
Yeah. I think he's a little slept on. I think he's fought the better competition of the two.
Think?
And
no.
And I for me personally, after going back and forth talking with my brother behind the scenes and doing the tape, I think Ricky's the side here, and I think he's probably the slight favorite, right? I think he's the side. This fight was scheduled last week for the Blaydes card, moved it to this card, so now it's the main event. Now it's a 5-rounder. I think that only benefits Simón, even though you haven't seen Simón in a 5-round fight before. I'm not worried. Yeah. I think he's got the cardio, and I think he's the side. I think he wins. I don't know how he wins, but I'm willing to probably take a shot on Simón here. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm there too. And I will say, and I know you had mentioned you think he's had the better fights, against the better brand of competition. No, I know. He has a win over Davis-Garcia right now, and that has aged well.
That was his debut.
His debut, he stopped him.
Yeah.
Beat a Sun Sao. Took the O out of Jack Shore's undefeated streak. He got knocked out by Uriah Faber. That was fluky. He got dropped and he was still aware, popped right back up. People were saying it was chinny. Now it was just he got caught, but the fight should have been stopped.
You can argue early stoppage there.
Yeah,
I agree.
The Rob Font fight, super competitive. Rob Font just beat the brakes off of our boy Yanez.
I think that was Rob Font's best fight in the UFC.
How crazy is that?
When I was watching that fight, I was like, man, I don't think I've seen Rob Font ever look better than this fight right here.
He's a top 5. He's a top 6 to 7 featherweight, bantamweight actually.
Bantamweight.
And Ricky gave him all he could handle.
Yeah.
And Ricky I think is better now. He's looked better over his more recent opponents. And I mean, this guy Ricky, I feel like he's just so overlooked, and I feel like he knows that.
I mean, even you're right, because even in the Jack Shore fight, you can tell he's gaining more confidence in his hands because he didn't even take Jack Shore down. He clipped Jack Shore, then got on him and got him out of there.
And the thing is too, it's crazy because commentary has been biased against this guy in fights, and I feel like every time he's competed, he's just shut these guys down, man.
Yeah.
And I love it. I mean, he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I'll be honest. This guy has nonstop cardio, nonstop wrestling, great wrestling technique. And now I agree with you. His hands are getting a lot better. Plus, the one thing I've noticed that a lot of people are saying that Yadong has like a big power advantage. I wouldn't say Ricky's too far behind him, man. He can crack too.
Yeah,
he cracks.
I'd say the power is probably even.
I wouldn't go that far.
You don't think?
No, I think Yadong hits a little harder. But the thing is,
I don't know, man. Ricky got some pop.
he got peep cracks.
Yeah.
You know, so this is a great fight. I think I am with you. I think Ricky is more prime now to go. And I think he is a terror for this bantamweight division. Listen, the thing is, the last time he's fought was a while ago. But the reason why he's fought such a long time ago is because he's getting a hard time from people to actually sign up to fight him.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't blame him. Like, this guy, when he took apart Jack Shore like that, people were pumping Jack Shore like he was the next guy. Big ups on GSP from that guy, and he dog walked him. He dog walked him. Like, he controlled him with the grappling, and there were certain positions like this kid is so strong. Like, when he gets under your hips, some people are able to get their hips down and still sprawl out on him, and he's still able to take him down and pick him up and take him down. And I mean, dude, you have to be wicked strong to do that. I think Ricky feels like a different thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we have seen Yadong get
taken
down and held down. You know, he's not easy to control, but what I will say is I seen him huffing and puffing the last time he fought not Corey Sandhagen, the fight before that. He was huffing and puffing crazy. And the thing is, if you don't have cardio to deal with Ricky Simón, he's gonna have you like that in and by the second round, and third, fourth, and fifth, he's just gonna put the mitts on you. You know?
Maybe it wasn't the fight before, but the Kyler Phillips fight.
Yeah.
Which is what is it?
Yadong-
Yadong's only other loss in the UFC
outside of Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah.
And you know, he was huffing and puffing in that fight. Oh, it was against homeboy from Detroit. What's his name? Cody Stamen.
Cody Stamen.
Cody Stamen had Yadong huffing and
that's
puffing.
right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And no disrespect to Cody Stamen, I think he might be the more technical wrestler, which is why he was turning the corner on Yadong a lot. But Cody Stamen does not have this guy's cardio. It's not even a discussion.
No.
Like Ricky's gonna spam him with takedowns unless Yadong can catch him with a big shot. Which even then, I don't even know if he's gonna kill. You gotta disconnect this guy.
I mean, listen, I don't think he disconnects him, but like if you want to beat Ricky, the blueprint is out there. Just watch the Rob Font fight, and I think he's more than capable of like duplicating that. On top of the fact that he's got a little bit of an edge because the only other guy that beat Ricky is in his corner,
Uriah Faber. But the only thing I'm worried about is I don't think
Yadong's got the takedown defense that Rob Font had.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's got, listen, Rob Font's got a freakishly long reach.
Yeah.
And nobody jabs better than Ricky.
Than Rob. Yeah.
And can Yadong do that? Yeah. Yadong's got a solid jab, but man, I don't know.
And if you look at the dimensions too,
Ricky might have the reach.
No,
right?
he does. Yeah,
Okay.
Yadong is 5'8" with a 67-inch reach. Ricky Simón is 5'6" with a 70-inch reach.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy. I think Yadong is the bigger kid. His nickname's literally the Kung Fu Kid, which is great. But what I will say is it's very interesting, like the dynamics of this fight.
Listen, the way Yadong could also win is if he just stays on the what's the term?
Stays on his horse.
On his horse, stay on his wheels. You
Yeah.
know? Just like moving, constantly just moving.
Yeah.
I could see him winning that way.
The problem is when he had that opportunity with Corey Sandhagen, he couldn't sustain it.
No.
And I think Ricky moves a lot more than Corey Sandhagen.
But Corey had the striking to kind of like confuse,
balance him out
a
little bit.
Yeah. I don't think Ricky's got the Sandhagen striking.
No.
No.
But I will say is that Ricky's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Ricky's a nightmare for anyone in this division.
Yeah, I think the lean ever so slightly, Ricky. I don't know how he does it, but I do agree with you. I think Ricky's the lean. I think Ricky wins. I think this is going to be Ricky's coming out party. Nothing against Song Yadong. I love the dude. Very exciting fighter, one of my favorite fighters to watch. But man, oh, man, this is a good fight. It's a
Ricky
good fight. And
Simón
I
slept
can
on
see Yadong winning too, but you know, again, this is a podcast. We got to make a pick, and for pick's sake, I think Ricky's the side. And if you want to bet it, I think eventually I'm gonna get there. I might end up betting Ricky. So
Yeah,
taking him straight.
And even the rounds, over 1.5 is minus 350. Over 2.5 is minus 190. Over 3.5 is minus 125. And over 4.5 is plus 110. You can parlay one of those overs, in my opinion. And let me check the fight to start. Fight to start round 2 is minus 550. Fight to start round 3 is minus 250. I kind of like that as a parlay piece.
I don't know how to mess with the over. You know, I don't know if this fight goes over. I don't know if it goes under. I think I'm gonna lean. I think it lean over, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
it might get a little messy taking the over unders here and there, and who knows.
Yeah, great fight. It's just a great fight, man.
It is.
It's a great fight. This fight deserves what it's getting.
Thank God for this fight.
Thank God for this fight.
The rest of this card needs this fight.
It needs help, some holy water, and 1-800-GAMBLERS for all the people that actually want to bet on this shit. So.
Yeah, and this card might generally be a very light card for us, you know, considering everything, because again, it's slim pickings, but
yeah,
you know,
it ain't easy being cheesy. You know what I'm saying? That's how this card makes me feel. So
yeah,
but I think that wraps it up.
That wraps it up, my brother.
Yeah, man. Pleasure, bro. Pleasure doing this podcast with you as always,
Pleasure
man.
doing business. I like the way you do business. Know what I'm saying?
Episode 11, ladies and gentlemen. We love y'all. You already know the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Hey, man, and you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Yep. And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcast, you already know we love y'all. Tune in, subscribe. You already know the rest. Holla at you. Episode 11 in the books. Later.